Well, I have seen an awful lot of coins in my tenure here on YouTube, and a lot of them have impressed me, but this one, I mean, it's just calling to me. The dragon staring down at the warrior looking for his treasure. I mean, there's so many similarities that we can draw with the precious metal industry at the moment, but goodness me, this is good. This is the Thunder Dragon from CIT, and we're going to take a good close look at it in today's In Focus Friday. I'd love to know what you guys think about this coin down in the comment section. CIT love to read your comments, feedback on these designs, these incredible pieces that they put their heart and soul in their production, their conceptual design, everything. It's just incredible. So please jump down to the comment section and share your feedback on this coin. And yes, it is a coin. But oh boy, is it a coin. It is a Thunder Dragon. Well, that's the name of the particular coin, Thunder Dragon, but of course it depicts a dragon there in the background. So, as with all things, I have to kind of ground myself and get a proper overview of the entire package as we're giving an open, honest, fair review of the product. I am sponsored by CIT. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've probably seen some of their products. So it's important to say that I am compensated for the time and filming this video. I haven't been gifted this coin, unfortunately, but we have been compensated. So bear that in mind. If you like the product, then you can go and find it. I've put links in the description box to CIT's website. They only ship to a few select countries in Europe, but most of their products are sent out to collectible numismatic dealers. So go and check out and find this coin if you like it from one of the very many that will stock it. The Thunder Dragon. So you saw at the beginning of the video, housed in a lovely CIT box with the certificate of authenticity around the side of it. Really easy to read text, which I'm really happy to see because it's often a bit difficult on YouTube to sometimes do the multitasking. But we have the black background, the white text, Thunder Dragon, $20, 3 ounces of fine silver, limited to just 499 pieces with smart minting, ultra high relief in Cook Islands. It is stunning. And let me tell you, when I was walking around the Berlin Money Fair and I walked up to the CIT booth and this was in one of the display cabinets, I immediately gravitated towards it and I was like, yeah, that's a coin I have to feature. Love dragons. If you've followed my channel for a long time, you'll know that I'm a huge Dungeons & Dragons nerd. I've been playing for nigh on 30 years and it's just incredible to see it. Now this particular dragon, it's more of an Asian style dragon than the Western sort of European depictions of dragons, but nevertheless, it is stunning. It's almost reminiscent of even The Hobbit with Smaug the dragon rearing up in front of Thorin, but it's just so well put together. Now, this coin is super high relief. I am going to just gently, if it's okay, open the capsule. I won't touch the coin, but if it's okay just to get that. I'm just getting the nod from the CIT man in charge, and we can really see how good this is because the high relief on it is stunning. And with a little bit of care and attention, we can open. And there, I hope you can really see now that incredible high relief detail. And I just love the concave nature of it as well because the light almost reflects off the coin into the nicks and grooves of the dragon itself, and every single element is highlighted. Stunning. The coloring on it is subtle yet really, really good, and not just like, it's appropriate as well. It adds drama to the coin. It adds that sort of burning lower part where the dragon has maybe been resting on those treasured coins. It's really good. And of course the warrior there standing defiant in front of such a monster. That is so cool. Incredible. Just, I mean, sometimes I'm a little bit lost for words when it comes to coin reviewing because I get lost in the majesty and the magic of that coin. But you can see here, even the different angles that I'm able to get on the coin with the light, you get different sort of almost expressions on the dragon itself as it's looking down on the warrior. You see that angle, that's pretty cool. But then when you come underneath it like this, you can just imagine what you would be looking at if you were looking up at the dragon as it rears up in front of you. It's incredible, really cool. I love the background. I love the light playing off it with the concave nature. Stunning, brilliant. Now it is a coin, as we said, so it would be remiss of me not to show the other side. It is just King Charles and the Cook Islands. So I guess my only small constructive criticism would be to have some of the motif on the other side. But when a coin is this good, I don't really even care, quite frankly. It's just so good. And I believe, by the time this video goes out, we'll have known the results, but I believe it's a contender for Coin of the Year. So we'll see if it won. I think it's a contender, certainly. It's in bloody good shape, really good. So if you like it and you would like to purchase it, as I mentioned, there were links in the description to CIT's website, but very select numbers and the mintage being so low, you might have to go to a third party if you are not in one of those countries they ship to. But there are really, really good dealers out there that I'm sure you'd be able to find it from, and it would be a pretty cool piece to add to any collection. Now, as I mentioned as well, CIT really, really value feedback on these type of videos that we showcase the coins for. So it would be incredible to get your feedback for them down in the comments. It's always nice for them to see. And also not just the company and the marketing, but all the people that are involved. And that's one of the things that's been incredible for me, to meet extra people here from CIT who are involved in the entire life cycle of it, from conception, from design, production. It's just really, really incredible. And those people work so hard, so definitely worth sharing. Well, okay, yeah, this is a coin, believe it or not. And I'm very lucky to be able to film with this. This is a 1 kilo silver coin from CIT. It's probably the most incredible thing I've ever seen, and hopefully it will be the most incredible thing you've ever seen as we get really very close to it and showcase what it's all about. And it's not just this one side either, because look at this. It's like a portal to another world. It's so good. And we're going to take a good close look at this in, I think, what is probably my most incredible episode of In Focus Friday ever. It's made by CIT. And for context, I have not been gifted this coin. I am sponsored by CIT. You guys must know that by now if you've watched for a while. I've been compensated for this video, but I'm here to present some of the coolest and most amazing pieces that they've got in their recent release, the winter launch of 2026. I'm here in Berlin at the World Money Fair, and I've been given access to one of only 77, in fact, number one of 77. So cool kids, you know what to do. We've got an actual serial number here, and it's a good one. And this is probably the single greatest coin that I've ever seen. I mean, it's just so good. We're gonna get close and have a look at it, but I do wanna say a huge thank you to CIT for having me here and to give access to this coin. And I'd encourage you guys to go and share your feedback on this. Look, this is a super premium item with only 77 of them minted. Only 77 people can ever own this coin maximum. This is not the kind of coin that you could just go and buy. But if there are any available and you wanted it, then go and check out some of the big dealers out there that would carry this coin. But most importantly, let CIT know your feedback, because not only is the kilo available, but the 3 ounce version is here as well. So if you don't want to push the boat out and get the kilo, the 3 ounce version is also available. Where to start? It's very difficult to know where to start on this, because this is, well, stunning. Now, it's part of the Tiffany series, Tiffany Glass series, which has been going since 2004 with CIT. But there have been a number of different directions for that series. And this is the start of a new 5-year run of that different direction called the Portals. And oh boy, is it good. Now, what makes this really unique is the Tiffany Glass element here. So this is a full, it's a bit difficult to show. In fact, I'm just going to get my torch out and show you, because this is full on all the way through the coin, and it's the Tiffany Glass element there, the green, beautiful glass that you can see right through. And there's even a little silhouetted person there for some perspective, and it's absolutely incredible. So where to even begin on this? I'm not going to be able to do it justice or even showcase, I think, and talk about every element of detail on it, because it's not just one-sided as well. I will say, this is a coin, right? But also, you flip it over to the other side, and we have another incredible rendition. Just like the level of detail and level of conceptual design and minting technology is just sublime. This is a famous church in Prague, and on the other side is a famous church in Milan. Now, there is no portal connection, no formative connection between those two buildings in Milan and Prague, but oh boy, do they complement each other when presented on this coin. So I think let's go a little bit closer and have a look, because I mean, just look at this. Like, I'm zoomed in, you can't even see the edges of the coin. I've never had such an incredible piece to showcase. So it's stunning. Right, the Tiffany glass element, let's have a look at that first. Now, I'd love to be able to get the angles right, to like have the daylight coming in from the opposite side on this. The best I'm going to be able to do is get a little bit of that torchlight going again to really show that you can see all the way through that coin. And the glass is there, it's that sort of opaque finish to it. There's the silhouetted portal of the individual. It's really good, really good. And then the incredible high relief smart minting technology, just showcasing in all of its glory how good it is. What I also love, by the way, is the proof finish on the windows. We're gonna have to zoom out again to get all the windows. Actually, if we pop it down, there we go. You can see all of those windows. They look like you can almost see through the coin. So, so clever. But the details are just so good. And this is the kind of coin I was saying to the team here at CIT, that it's the kind of coin that you could just sit at and stare at for days upon end, because it almost has like coins within coins of detail. Oh no, we've gone too far with the zoom. So like here above the archway of the door, it's just, look at that. You've got like a little whole like artistic rendition there. You've got all of these little intricate details on the wall, the balcony, the statues on the balcony, the window, the archway above the window, the architrave on the windows as well. I mean, how does something get minted like this? And this is minted. This isn't like 3D printed or lasered from a solid block of silver. This is a minted product. And that is just mind-boggling. It's just so good. Just look, I'm down here as well. You've got every single tiny piece of detail. It's just so clever. And there, of course, we have Portcullis Tiffany Art 2026. Right, we're gonna have to flip the coin over now and have a look at the other side. I'd love to know down in the comments which side you prefer. I know which side I prefer, but it is a hard choice. I mean, there's great things and elements on both sides. In fact, actually, this is a good little element here to showcase as well on the side of the coin, to really showcase the high relief nature of it, because it's not just a uniform edge of the piece either. All of those high relief elements are sort of stamped into the coin or minted into the coin, so you really do see every single little ridge and detail. So, so clever. Right, now we are going to just need to flip it over to get the lid a little bit off, and then flip it over so the coin goes in it. I don't want to drop this one. I'm famous for dropping my own coins, but I am exceptionally careful for not dropping these. And there we have the other side. And of course, what I noticed straight away is that the Tiffany glass element is a lot bigger on this side. So, in fact, there it is, the 3-ounce version here. So you can see we've got sort of a slimmer portal door there, and then on the other side, you can see the silhouette of the backdrop of that portal. And that's an incredible achievement from a minting perspective, because you've got to have, of course, space for the glass to be inset, but also have the perspective of the background of the other portal. So you really do get the sense that there's two coins here, two sides of the coin that have been basically almost glued together by magic in the middle. And with the perspective and the 3D nature of this, it's just boggles how good that is. All right, now let's get close and personal with this side, which is the Prague side. And again, you'll see it's the gift that keeps on giving, because the amount of level of detail that's in it, it's just wonderful. From every even single brick that you see on the building there. And again, we have this almost, you can see through the glass of the windows of the proof finish at the top there. Now, as I mentioned, it is technically a coin. We have the Cook Islands crest there for $100. And you know, I jokingly said, if you haven't seen the previous video that I did of the dragon coin, where I sort of levied some mild constructive criticism that there wasn't a dragon on the back, it was only King Charles. You can't levy that criticism against them for this particular product because, of course, both sides have both incredible renditions of these incredible buildings. You probably wouldn't believe me if I said that this was actually a coin. And look, it is technically a coin. There it is, King Charles on the back, $25 coin. Would you go down to the shops and buy something for $25 with this coin? No. It's a piece of art celebrating Machu Picchu. And just look at this. Absolutely incredible. We're going to take a good close look at it in today's episode of In Focus Friday. I mean, just observe the majesty that is the production of this stunning coin. It's not even a coin. Well, it is a coin, technically. There we go. It's got King Charles on the back. But it is a piece of art, an art piece in silver. That's absolutely stunning. So a huge thank you to CIT. So enough with all of that. Let's get on with the review. So I'll just do an overview of the entire packaging. We have the traditional CIT box, which is really nice actually to have that standard uniform look for all the different products that CIT have. It kind of builds that idea of collecting and collection. In fact, we've got over here 2 other coins, which I'll give you a sneak peek at later in the video for future videos. But it's nice to have that uniformity. The nice display window is good. The only criticism that I'm going to levy against this one is because it's such a deep coin and it's a 5-ounce silver coin. It sits really deep within this housing, and I'm really unfortunately to say that the little ribbon has come detached as I was trying to pull it out. It's just a really snug fit. So that's, honest reviews here. It's not a big deal. You can still get the coin out and you can still use the ribbon as you saw at the beginning of the video, but that is just my only small piece of feedback. It's a 5-ounce coin, it's heavy, it's big, it's deep, and it was just a little bit hard to get out. There is the COA here as well, which is nice. I think it looks really good. I'm not going to push that coin all the way deep down again, but I think that looks really cool. Nice overview of the actual Machu Picchu with the clouds in the background. We've got the feedback. Again, I'm going to levy at them that the text on the beige background, just a little bit difficult to read if you've got a little bit tough eyes, but here are all the specifications. Machu Picchu, it's part of the bucket list series. Cook Islands, $25, 2025, 5 ounces of 4/9 fine silver, the highest quality you can get. Proof with 555 pieces as a mintage. No individual serial number on this coin, I don't believe, and I don't think there's one on the edge of the coin either. No, so you Cool Kids Club, I'm afraid you're just gonna have to call me or call it 555 as your Cool Kids Club code. Really nice big capsule, and I like the fact that it is in a big capsule because you can really get to grips with it and you can have a look all around it. And I'll tell you what, if we now just have, I mean, it is in Focus Friday after all, so let's get in close and personal and have a good close look. What I love most about this is the side-on view, because it really does look like you're looking at a mountainscape of Machu Picchu. And of course, when you're looking around the different elements of it, you see the rising mountain tops along the side. Almost could be like that you're staring at a cliff edge with those magical Incan structures there in the background. It's absolutely incredible. Like, wow. And then you get the top-down view where you see all of the intricate details of the architecture of Machu Picchu itself. It's not somewhere that I personally have been, but it is on my bucket list. And it's also on Mrs. Backyard Bullion's bucket list. And with the state of our lives at the moment, with the busyness of life, I have a feeling that we might end up having to do this either in our retirement and dotage, or we did in fact moot the idea of one of us going and then the other one going at another time in life, as we have busy lives. But it is incredible, and it is something that we've both always wanted to do. And I do have some friends who've done the Inca Trail and walked up to Machu Picchu. It is breathtaking, they said. So I'm going to quickly open this capsule lid and have a quick look. Also, whilst I struggle with this capsule lid, I will just say that I'm a huge history buff and I love the history. Oh, wow, that is good. It's just even better outside of the capsule. Now, I also have my my gloves here, so I'm going to put them on and we're going to have a really good close look at this, because I do think this is an incredible piece, and it might even be contender for Coin of the Year, in my opinion. Although, having said that, and no offense to CIT, but I have just taken delivery of another coin, which is absolutely incredible. So we will have to see how Coin of the Year goes in the Backyard Bullion household. But this is incredible. Okay, here we have, wow. Now, as you can see, there's colorization on here as well, but it's done so well. That shimmering green looks like the beautiful, beautiful fields at the top of Machu Picchu. And I love the fact that, of course, all of the ruined structures are just highlighted in silver. There's even like trees and treescapes down here. The detail is just phenomenal. Let's see if we can get even closer, because look at this. I'm just flabbergasted at how good that level of detail really truly is. Let's go back down here for this side-on view. Look at that, it changes as you look at it. It's just, I mean, the magic of it and the magic of the architecture of it. And then of course, bled into the design here on the coin. This is no mean feat to be able to pull off from a coin production point of view. We need to just pay homage to the absolute incredible ingenuity and skills and craftsmanship that's gone into the production of this coin. It really is incredible. Let's have a look at that top-down view again. It's just incredible. Look at that with the black gloves in the background, blanking everything out. This is just incredible. A really stunning piece. Now, we have on the reverse, King Charles with the Cook Island denomination and a little bit of these sort of intricate geometric designs in the background. There's not much more to really say on that. It is King Charles's portrait. It is what it is. We've got at least the geometric patterns on the back. I suppose my only way to elevate this coin even further would be to have a kind of two-sided Machu Picchu design, but I think that's maybe just asking a little bit too much of a product like this. So it doesn't really have to be anything on that side of the coin, because we have so much going on here, so much with this incredible landscape of the Machu Picchu. Just love that it fades away on the back edge there as well. Just beautiful. The greens, I hope the camera's doing it justice and that you're not getting too much kind of interference and glare through the camera and how it transposes it into digital, because in just with the naked eye, it's absolutely stunning with the greens and the shimmering elements of it. And then of course the contrast with the absolutely stunning architecture. It's just brilliant. It's just very, very well made. And I think it just shows what CIT are all about with their coin ideas, their ethos, and just the way that they're bringing products out at the moment. Look at that, just amazing. That view gets me though. That's like you're standing there on another mountaintop looking over at Machu Picchu. Really good. Well, there we go. There is the 5-ounce silver Machu Picchu coin from CIT, an absolutely stunning piece. So, well, oh my God, this is so good. This is Yellowstone represented in 5 ounces of glorious, beautiful silver. Topography of Yellowstone represented as if you're flying above it in one of those helicopter tours, or even an aeroplane looking down at the beauty and majesty that is one of the world's most famous national parks. And this coin is stunning, doing it all the justice that you would expect for such an incredible landmark. So today we're going to have a good close look at this and find out what this Yellowstone topography coin is all about. It is a stunner and it's very well presented. What I love about CIT is that everything is uniform. You wouldn't know which coin is which unless you took the sleeve off here, but it's great because you know you're getting a really high quality CIT product. Fantastic. As with all of the products that we've seen from them recently, they've got this little nice circular COA that comes in. They have somewhat, I don't know if they have changed the text. It's still a bit difficult to read, but this one, maybe my eyes are a bit better in the light today. I can read that text just a little bit better. But there is all the specifications. We've got Yellowstone, Cook Islands, $25, 2025. It's a 5-ounce silver piece and it's got 777 as a mintage. I think it's focusing on the coin in the background. There we go. We've got it all in focus now. It is in focus Friday after all. And yeah, so there's the COA. That's everything you need. I like the presentation of it. I think that's pretty cool. It looks very at home in that little display holder. Inside the box itself, I'll tell you what, let's move these out of the way so that we can have full reign on the table. So this is coming out there. So this one came out a lot easier than the Machu Picchu coin. Perhaps it was just a bit of bad luck, but that ribbon, it is struggling to get 5 ounces out there, but it's very, very nicely housed in the foam insert here, so really good. And I do like this display frame. I think it's a great way to display your product. So well done to CIT for all of that presentation. Now we move on to the coin itself, housed in a really nice capsule, heavy duty, big old chunky coin this. So it's a really nice weight, of course, 5 ounces to work with. Love the little patterns we've got here, the high relief, almost Ordnance Survey style patterns on the back here. That looks fantastic, so really good to see. But of course, all the action is here. It's very well protected in there. Now I am going to open the capsule. what the best advice to do, because these are often almost sort of vacuum sealed, they're almost pressure sealed almost when you put these in tight. So best advice is to get a nice sharp knife and just try and get into that gap, just so that you can hear it squeaking away, so you can get that air seal broken. And once the air seal is sort of broken, it comes off a little bit easier. What I would say as well, this is not a criticism of CIT or the capsule makers in any way, but once you have taken a capsule off like this, it is a little bit more difficult to get it back on quite as tight and snug. So do bear that in mind if you want to admire your beautiful coins outside of the plastic. Oh my God, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Then just be warned. Be forewarned is forearmed on the old capsules not being as perfect once you open them. And obviously do it very carefully. Right, okay, I've got my gloves, so we're going to have a good close look at this completely out of the capsule, because it is well worth it. One of the best looking coins I've seen. And it's like the Machu Picchu coin that we featured a month ago from CIT. It's like that high relief nature, that topography element of it as well. But this sort of goes to a next level, because the Machu Picchu was, of course, just off the Machu Picchu. Yellowstone here is represented in a really quite huge kind of topographical, of course, this being a topography series, in a really sort of topographical way with the map there, almost where you can see all the features on the land on the background there, and then the 3D nature of the actual coin itself with the canyons. Absolutely incredible. Right, let's get close and have a good close look, as that's what we do best here on In Focus Friday. Wow, that's so good. Now, Yellowstone is not somewhere that I am overtly familiar with, but it is one of the most famous national parks in the world. Incredible sceneries, incredible vistas, and this coin, I think, is doing it some exceptional justice. It looks like you're flying over this in an aeroplane, looking down and seeing that beautiful blue lake against that sulfurous yellow background. That is super cool. And it's so high relief. I don't know quite how to do this. There we go. That's a good angle to see. I don't know how to do this as much justice as possible, because everything looks good on camera, but this looks even better with the naked eye. I just don't know if it's going to come across quite how good this is on the camera, with the high relief nature of it, the intricate levels of detail. I want to get even closer and see how close we can get before the camera just doesn't want to focus on this, because it is so good. I think that's about as close as we're going to get, but look at that. See all the little details of the map telling you what each little plateau is. Oh my goodness, absolutely stunning. I love that you can get almost like the different light playing in the shadows of it based on the different angles that you hold it. Wow, that is so good. Now, I've seen some of their other products. When I was at the Berlin Money Fair last year and I was walking past their booth and I saw some of their topographical coins, they just set my heart on fire. They had, I think it was a kilo version of one of their topography coins, and I just was like, wow, that is like, I mean, the minting technology that goes into something like this is not to be underestimated. The innovation to have a product look this good is stunning. I do like that they've got some of the design coming out here on the King Charles side. One thing that a lot of people, you know, myself included, would like to see on these types of premium products when you have such a focus on a particular theme is the theme on both sides of the coin. You're paying for the whole coin. You might as well use the entire canvas of the coin to get your artwork across. So that's really cool to see. I'll tell you what would have made it even better, but of course then even more premium potentially, is having a little bit of color on that side as well to really emphasize those topographical lines. But do you know what? I'm not going to hold that against CIT for this, because it's just too good. It's too good to moan about, quite frankly. Solid 10 out of 10 for me on this coin. It's the one on the entire range that I was given access to that I was most looking forward to showcasing here on the channel. And the batch of 3 that I've got here, now we'll have a sneak peek at the other 2 in a minute. It's just like, there's even a little tiny island in the middle of the lake. I didn't see that before. It's so well detailed. Anyway, what was I saying? Of all the 3 that just came in, this was the one I had to do first. I really did, because I've been looking forward to it for weeks. In fact, I first saw it months ago and I've been looking forward to it since then. So massive congratulations to CIT on the success of this product. I think it is stunning. I think it looks incredible. I think it's a contender for Coin of the Year, most certainly. Although having said that, there are other coins out there from CIT which would certainly be in that contendership for Coins of the Year. So I don't know whether it would ever win Coin of the Year, because the the sphere of influence in that market is just so competitive right now, but it's up there. It really is. Just look at the patterns over here. Oh, I could look at that for ages. Big fan of maps, big fan of topography, and that is stunning. Another absolutely stunning coin. Just look at this, celebrating the majestic peacock, and not just celebrating it, but breaking new ground with a really incredible new technology, prisma plating. CIT have knocked the ball out of the park with completely unique products. This colored plating that we see here on this silver coin is unique to each coin, and that's incredible. On with the review. This is stunning, really cool, unique beyond belief, because I think it's called priasma plating, I'm going to say. In fact, yes, so prisma plating, a proof finish, never existed in this form before. And from what I've been told, this prisma plating forms unique patterns in the colors that we are seeing on every single coin. And it almost evolves and changes in the different lighting and the angles that you get the coin to. So really intricate, really unique, really different. And of course, you can see the beautiful colors that it's able to produce on this particular coin. So whether, I'm just going to read a little bit out from their website, then we're going to get real up and close with this coin outside of the capsule. Whether as a child or an adult, watching a peacock is always a very special moment, and I would definitely agree on that, especially when it displays its colourful plumage. This coin artistically captures precisely that. The central design element is the distinctive, striking pattern of the eye-like spots of the peacock. A special effect is also created by the combination of ultra-high relief and a newly developed coating technique, the prisma plating, a proof finish that has never existed in this form before. So breaking new ground with CIT. Now, before we have a look at the coin, I do want to just quickly have a look at the COA. So we have here the certificate, and we can see the specifications here. My little feedback to CIT again, change the color of either the background or your text, because I can barely read it. My eyes do sometimes struggle. It is $999 as a mintage, not individually serialized, so you cool kids will just have to make up some other random comment for the old Cool Kids Club competition. But we have there all of the other specifications. 1 ounce of silver, really nice to see that presentation. As with all of the other presentations on CIT coins, just having it in that simple black display frame, you can see the coin, you can have it displayed, love it, brilliant, well done CIT. Now, we are going to crack the capsule open. Unlike some of the other coins I've done recently, I'm not going to take it completely out of the capsule. I'm just going to show it in the capsule either side, because I really want to keep this coin as pristine as possible without risking any damage to it. And I will reiterate my little point that if you are an owner of these types of coins, or this particular coin, then do this under your own, risk, because you should always be very careful handling these kind of products. The premium nature of them requires them to be in as pristine condition as possible. But what I like to do best is showcase coins for what they are and the pure beauty that we can achieve on them. And there is no doubting the craftsmanship, the beauty, and the incredible finish that is on this coin. Just look at that. And we are seeing it evolve almost before our eyes with that prisma back to the peacock's feathers. You can see it poking through in those some of the bits of the feathers down at the bottom as well. It is really nice high relief too. I'm going to try my best not to drop the coin out of the capsule, but it is just really well put together with that high relief elements of the peacock, all the little eyes of its feathers, the colours almost seeming to shift, which is what the peacock's all about. And I remember seeing them as a child thinking, goodness me, that's incredible. And it is really quite majestic. It's one of nature's, look at that angle. You can see all the little light spots of where that prisma plating is shining through and almost winking at us with the change of colours. And even at the bottom there, that large patch, it's really like changing almost. Like you come here and it's a different angle, the light's reflecting off it differently. You go here, it looks purple. You go there, it looks green. Really good. I can't stress how cool that is. And that pattern, that uniqueness to it is unique to the coin. And when we turn it around to the other side, we can see King Charles there with the Cook Islands. That colouring, that pattern is unique to this coin. 999 different patterns on these coins will be produced, none the same. And that's groundbreaking. Now, a lot of the time you want these limited edition coins and you get them and they're cool and you think, well, that's really nice. There's 500 of these or there's 1,000 of these out there. But there's literally only one of them with this pattern, and that's really cool. And that's, I think, a really nice touch for a unique product. So a beautiful piece, a beautiful product from CIT. It's just the conceptual design work to go into making this product is incredible. And like, that's what you're paying for in a premium product. A few people have mentioned actually in previous videos, why don't talk about prices on this? Well, the thing, as I mentioned at the beginning, is that CIT don't wholesale, or they are wholesalers, I should say. They don't retail this out around the world. You can't just, if you're in the UK, go and buy this directly from them. They only ship to a very select number of countries in Europe. So a lot of the time this is at different prices from different places around the world based on different taxation rules and imports and shipping and all of that. So what I would say if you are interested in this or any of the other products that we reviewed from CIT is go and check them out. Find their preferred partners page. You can see there. I'm not going to specifically mention any individual partners. That wouldn't be fair to all of their distributors or the companies they work with. But again, a quick Google search will find this coin. You can find this coin from numerous other well-respected dealers out there and coin sellers. It's a really, really nice product, and I do think it is very, very well put together. So a big thank you to CIT once again for their sponsorship of our channel and the opportunity to showcase this coin. It's really special, and I think it's a very, very cool piece indeed. Wow, this is another absolute stunner of a coin, if you could even believe that it is a coin, but it is actually a coin. Look, there's King Charles on the back, $20. It is a coin. It's the Sahara Dunescape from CIT. It's simply sublime and stunning. So we're going to take a good close look at it. Look at it, it shifts in the light. It's so mesmerizing. How did they do this? I have no idea, but we are going to have a good close look at this coin and find out what it's all about. So without much further ado, let's get on with the review. Now, the whole product review first, let's go and see. We've got the traditional sort of floating frame thing from CIT. It's really nice. You can have this nicely displayed. I like the COA around the outside of the coin, giving that look of it being that desert within a desert almost. That's very, very cool. Nice to see. And it's good to have the uniformity of those. You know that you're getting a CIT product in that particular thing. Nice big firm capsule that is going to keep it nice and secure. You can see some of the outside high relief nature of this coin from here as well. It's really good, and it's like almost you're looking in a little model, a specimen model almost of the entire product. Nicely housed within here, the ribbon coming out as well. It's a very, very well presented product. Again, my only feedback is change the font color on this, or change the background color of this, because you can't read it very easily, but it is a $20 coin, 3 ounces of 4/9 fine silver, 45mm proof, rose gold plated with a mintage of 499. No individual serial number on this, so cool kids, you'll just have to wait to the end to find out what the cool kid phrase will be for this video. But it's a very, very cool piece indeed, and lovely. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it out of the capsule, which is not something I would recommend, and perhaps I should use a different phrase. Not going to break the capsule, we're going to open the capsule, and we're going to have a look at the coin outside of the plastic. Not necessarily something I'd recommend everybody to do. You have to be kind of a little bit knowledgeable on how to handle coins, of course wearing gloves. These kind of products are proof products at the end of the day. They are meant to be sort of admired, not handled. So you will be potentially damaging your piece if you handle it, and the resale value will of course go down a little bit. I should probably take a glove off before, so we can actually get this off. So good capsule. You can hear it squeaking away, but it is now slowly riding up and about to come off. Hopefully now we can, there we go, we can indeed. So set that back down, get the other glove on before we damage the coin. Now what I would say is a premium product. We are not going to ignore that fact. But if you're just going to moan at the price of a premium product, then you're not really in the know about what those markets are all about for these premium products. So within here, we also have this little plastic ring, which is there to help keep that coin as safe as possible within the capsule. So that's always good to see. And here now we can see the final product of this, and it is simply stunning. Now, the rose gold plating, perfect partner for the Sahara Desert. A lot of people will like this, and I can see why, because it's so, so good. The high relief of these dunes, it does almost look like they're shifting as the light reflects off it. Look at that, you get those like angles of light, and you get that shifting prisma effect almost on the coin, the different shadows. It's like the ever-changing sands of the desert. So, so good. And I tell you what, whoever had the ingenious idea just to put those small little shadows on from those camels walking on the ridgeline, genius, inspired move, inspired moment, because it just brings this coin so alive with drama. It really does. I love that there's like even like little textured elements of the sand there too. Now I want to get really close to these camels because I don't think they are fully 3D sticking out of the coin profile, but they are. Well, actually, do you know what they are? Look at that. You can see those tiny little things there with those long shadows at the end of the day. That's very, very cool indeed. And if you have the right angles there, you can really almost, there, like that, you can see that that is almost like it is the sun setting in the background and you get that light on it. And then you wake up in the morning and those it's just so good. Absolutely incredible. What a well-made coin indeed. And the high relief of it is so, so beautiful. And that's the side profile you can see there, almost mountains in sand. Really, really stunning. The reverse, we have King Charles, Cook Islands, 2025. You can see all of those other bits. Only, I guess, small, it's not even criticism, but only maybe feedback would be bring some of the Dunic or the Dunescape onto this side of the coin. Really have that theme, that design bleeding over. That's what I've said for all of these types of premium products in the past. But do you know what? I'm not even going to hold that against them because this just looks so good when you have this all here. So a really, really stunning piece indeed. Really elegant. And I'm just going to take my other glove off and just have a look on their website to see if there's any other information that I should tell you. So CIT is known for unusual and sometimes abstract designs combined with innovative techniques. This coin goes a step further. What at first glance appears to be an abstract waveform reveals itself upon closer inspection as a desert landscape. Anyone who has ever had the opportunity to experience such a place knows the fascinating play of colours and bizarre sand shapes created by the wind. This rose gold plated silver coin impressively showcases precisely this. Do you spot the traveller with his 3 camels along the dunes? The animal's shadows indicate that it is time to reach the destination before the sun plunges this scene into darkness. Wow. I have never had the privilege of being out in the desert in the Sahara, but I have been out in a not full-on desert, but a Dunic landscape in the South Africa reaches of the southern coast, and it is special. It is incredible, and I remember doing that when I was, gosh, it was meant to be 18 or so, and the sun was coming up over the dunes. We got up at like 3 in the morning, stars, the Southern Cross, everything, and then the sun comes up over the dunes. It's magic, and they're not wrong. The magic of the dunes is something to remember by, and I do remember it very fondly. So this is a stunning piece and a stunning product, and an incredibly well put together coin from CIT. Steampunk is about how the Victorians thought we might be living in 200 years' time. I wonder if we were to create an equivalent steampunk themed coin today about how society and the world would be in 200 years from now, whether or not we'd come up with the same ideas. This is the aviation coin in the Steampunk series from CIT. It's very, very cool indeed, exemplifying all of the very weird and wonderful ideas about how the world could have been, but in fact now is very different. So let's dive in and have a good close look at this absolutely stunning high relief gold gilded coin from CIT. Now, the entire product review first. Let's have a look at what we get. So as with all the CIT products, uniformity is to be expected with the little sort of floating display frame, which is a really good way of being able to display your collection. The certificate of authenticity around the coin nicely frames it with that steampunk theme still there. So that's really cool to see. And of course then the certificate on the reverse. The text still is a little bit hard to read, but it is all there. We can see aviation, Cook Islands, $20, 2025, 3 ounces of 4/9 fine silver, 50mm, antique finish, mintage of 888, smart minting, ultra high relief technology. So a fantastic piece indeed. Housed nicely within here, ribbon takes it out. It's a 3-ounce coin, so it's not too heavy to get out of its housing, and the capsule really nice and strong and secure and not coming off at all with any normal movement within a box. So to get it open, which is what we like to do on this channel, not something I would recommend that you do perhaps with your own coins, as it could potentially damage them if you drop them or mishandle them or get fingerprints all over them. So do so at your own risk. But we like to show things outside of the plastic to really showcase what is going on with the smart minting technology, because one thing that CIT are really good at is creating some absolutely stunning coins. Now, what you tend to find with these is when you get the air vacuum just about broken, it can then slide off relatively easily. There we go. Fantastic. Right, now I'm just going to pop some gloves on, and then we can have a good close look at this stunning piece. Do let CIT know down in the comment section what you've got to say about this coin, about this design. It is the 6th in their series, so I'd love to hear from you if you've got some of the other steampunk themed coins in their series. There are lots of little Easter eggs within this coin that are paying homage to the previous editions. So can you spot them? That's what I'm going to say. If you can spot any of those little Easter eggs, I think one of them is a penny farthing, and there are others hidden away within here. So please let us know down in that comment section. So for here, we have now the steampunk coin. Let's have a real good close look at it, as that's what In Focus Friday is all about and best for. So let's get close. And there we can see the aviation themed part of the coin. Love the gold gilding. I've been a massive fan of antiqued high relief coins with selective gold gilding for a long time, all the way back to the, gosh, they were, I think the gods coins, weren't they? There was like the Ares God of War coin. I think I reviewed that like 9 years ago. Went on to do incredibly well. And that's not a guaranteed, of course, that any high premium coins like this will go on to make financial successes. But at the end of the day, this is a collectible in artwork form that is made out of silver rather than anything else. But the just sublime nature of the gold gilding, the really high quality finish of it. I love that there's little high gold gilding on his helmet there as well. Fantastic. Really, really nice to see all of these extra little features. And this is just the coin that seems to keep on giving with detail. There is just so many hidden little details in the background. You really are looking over a sort of steampunk, almost it could be like a steampunk London, with this maybe being the London Eye. I don't know if it is meant to be London or not, but it really is very cool. We've got 2025 hidden just down here on one of the roofs, and I'm just trying to see where this little penny farthing is, because and there's a little pussycat down here as well. Lots of really cool little hidden things. Is this the penny farthing down here? There's a little mark down there at the bottom. It's a little bit, I tell you what, it's a little bit difficult to see without a loupe, and especially when I'm holding it up in front of the camera. But just to really showcase how well made this is, look at that high relief profile of it. It's just so well done. And you can really see the drama of the sort of angles of it. It just sings alive with this level of detail that just is second to none. I don't know how CIT continue to create such incredible products. There's a little gremlin over here on the right hand side as well. It's the kind of thing that you could just keep looking at for days at a time and see all of the details. The big, if it's St. Paul's Cathedral, then there's a big dome here with all of those beautiful gold gilding details on there as well. Wow, and the Zeppelin in the sky. All the tiny cogs, of course, from the steampunk era. Just look at the detail on the fuselage here of the aeroplane, and of course the incredible details on the propellers as well. I just don't understand how they do that. Now we're going to have a quick look on the other side, because unlike some other coins where you get just a bit of a boring side with the king's head or crest of whatever nation has sponsored it, here we have the steampunk theme bleeding through onto the other side, and this is so cool. I love these like little cogs here that are really 3D into the coin. They really do look like there are just cavities that they've hand placed cogs into, which is incredible. So that's very well done indeed. Steampunk down, of course, around the side, all the cogs in the background. Oh my goodness, so good. It kind of, it's one of those things where that extra level of detail, to have those extra little snippets on this side, really adds to the whole theme of the coin and makes it special, makes it more than just having a coin with some details on one side and the king's head on the other side. So I applaud CIT for that element of this coin design. But I think it's a really cool piece and a really nice one. It is the 6th in the series. There are other ones out there, and I won't tell you exactly what they are right now, because the super secret little hidden parts of this coin, the Easter eggs, so to speak, there's 5 of them paying homage to the different editions. So let me know, as the Cool Kids competition entry is, how many of them can you spot down in that comment section. So, a little bit more information on this. Steampunk is and remains a cultural phenomenon. This culture of science fiction, which influences everything from film and fashion, has gained popularity and influence since its first mention in the 1980s. Loosely defined, it's about how people in the Victorian era 200 years ago imagined the future. This is the sixth edition of the successful series. As always, its distinguishing feature is the combination of ultra high relief, antique finish and partially gilded elements. This time we'll be looking at aviation and the various means of transportation that seemed possible within the technology available at the time. And the designer has come up with really interesting and rare, special incorporated 5 clues into the design. So there you go. Fantastic. Really, really love this. Very, very cool piece. And I know that CIT will be looking at that comment section to see what you guys think. Whether or not you're buying it or not, they really do take the feedback really nice from the community, and I think this is one of the best coins that they've had on their most recent summer release, so definitely worth checking out. With the way that silver is going at the moment, it certainly seems like we are sailing on uncharted waters into a brave new world, almost like Christopher Columbus was doing back in 1492. And this beautiful Santa Maria coin showcasing the incredible journey of Christopher Columbus, the legends of the seas. Just look how good this is in focus today as we take a good close look at it. Not only are we going to take a good close look at it, but we've got a second one to give away. So let's sit back, relax and enjoy as we take a good close look at the Santa Maria from CIT. An absolutely stunning piece indeed. Love me a ship themed coin, and of course with the Santa Maria as well. It's very cool. Oh, whoa, okay. Oh my goodness, we've got something new and different. They've changed the colour and the font colour on the COA. Is that because of me? Is that because in the last 10 videos of me reviewing their products, I've only found one piece of criticism to levy against them, which is it was a little bit hard to read? Maybe, I don't know. But either way, this is cool. Okay, I like it. That's nice. Great presentation as always, as we'll say, from CIT. I do love their uniformity across the board for their frames. You know what you're going to get for the boxes. Hard quality, nice box with the COA floating around the outside of the coin. Really well housed inside, not going to come loose in any way, shape or form. And a little ribbon to pop the coin out. Now, before we get really close to the coin, let's just quickly go over the specifications of it. It is a 1 ounce silver, 49 silver, 999 mintage, smart minting, ultra high relief, Legends of the Seas, the Santa Maria. I am told, oh look, I've managed to frame it perfectly. I've been told that this is the first of a new series, and I'm all for this kind of series. Big fan of ships and nautical themed history. I think it's fantastic. It's part of our human experience and history, isn't it, to be adventuring across the seas into lands unknown and discovering new worlds. So very much in favour of this, and it looks absolutely stunning. Really, wow, brilliant, brilliant coin. Now, as we have done with all other coins from CIT, we're going to crack it out of the capsule, hopefully without actually cracking the capsule, and have a look and see what it's all about outside of the plastic. We'll say don't do this unless you are very used to handling coins, because if you take it out, touch it with bare hands or drop it and damage it, you will be significantly damaging the premium attached to the coin. If we're talking about premiums, remember this is a premium item. It is a proof coin with a limited mintage, so it is not a cheap piece of bullion, but quite frankly, what piece of bullion right now is cheap? I have no idea, because the price of silver is going pretty mad. So once we have that open from the capsule, we can put on the other glove and we can get to grips with this coin and see what it's all about. I have managed somehow to bring 2 right-handed gloves to today's video, so you're going to have to excuse as I wear a slightly awkward version of the other side of the glove, but here we go. Right, so the Santa Maria with, of course, Christopher Columbus on the coin as well. An absolutely iconic piece of human history, as Christopher Columbus, of course, sailed across the Atlantic Ocean to discover the New World. Incredible, to discover the Americas. In fact, to discover the Caribbean first. Of course, a lot of people forget that. They think he just discovered America, but in fact, he discovered the Caribbean on the search for the Indies, India, the trade route to India. That's why it's called the West Indies, which is a fascinating little piece of history, but a really nice depiction of, I can't speak now, of Columbus on there, Christopher Columbus, with the ship, the famous Santa Maria there, with its beautiful sails blowing in the wind. Lovely, lovely sea down below it, and a little bit of colouring on the base of the ship as well. The coin is super high relief as well, so it really does have quite a lot of drama coming out of the surface of the coin, which is really, really great to see. Then when we turn it over, we have a really exciting side of the coin, which I think is actually even somewhat better than the first side of the coin, which of course does have King Charles on there from the Cook Islands. And we see there Legends of the Seas, of course, the bow of the ship making its way across those nautical charts, the night sky, of course, by which they would navigate. But I think that looks fantastic. And I really, what makes it cool is that the effigy of King Charles almost looks like it's been placed inside that wheel on a sort of separate, almost minting. It's just incredible how they've managed to achieve that effect. It looks like it's been placed in there like a piece of jewelry would have a gemstone set within it. So that's a pretty cool piece to see. Of course, the main action is over here with the Santa Maria itself. It's just really well put together. It's very high levels of detail on actual Christopher Columbus himself. If we get really close in now, we can just see all of these intricate levels of detail that they've managed to really get to grips with. There you can see Christopher Columbus in all of his detail and glory, and the ship, the Santa Maria itself. As I said, I'm a big fan of all things nautical, and I do think that nautical themed products have always been really quite popular. There is something, as I say, about the whole kind of exploration of the world and the seas that just speaks to us as a civilization. The voyage to the new frontiers, of course, and where that will take us, I don't know. Space, the next frontier, as they say. So really, really cool piece and an amazing product indeed. There's just something super special about this coin. For me anyway, I have an affinity with Italy. I actually lived there for a couple of years when I was very, very young, and it really does feel like going home every time I visit. Whilst I'm not Italian, I do have an affinity for this incredible country, and this incredible country is depicted incredibly on this coin. It's so well made, with the high relief and the incredible detail of the sea floor and this beautiful, almost ocean-like covering coating that's on the coin, certainly setting new boundaries. So today we are going to have a good close look at this incredible silver coin from CIT and find out what it's all about. But today we are putting the Republica Italiana in focus. It is a stunning, very cool piece that's quite close to my own heart because I have, whilst not a familial connection, I should say, with Italy, I did live in Italy as a very young child for the formative years of my life, and I really, really love it. It is the best country in the world for me, and it always feels like going home whenever I visit. So I love Italy, and when they showed me the range of coins that were on offer for me to review, I said I have to take the Italian coin. It is stunning because Italy is an incredible country, not just from the history, the rich history that of course comes from the Roman Empire, all stretching back thousands of years, but the geography of Italy as well. Of course, that iconic shape, the boot kicking the ball of Sicily, it is just incredible. And this coin pays specific homage to the various different incredible geographies that make up Italy. Of course, those mountain ranges that go down the spine of Italy, the plains and fertile farmlands of the north, and of course, the huge and deep ocean just outside the coastline, which of course forms those mountain ranges, and the very, very famous Mount Vesuvius and the volcanic eruptions and volcanic tectonic activity that goes around it. It's formed part of history for not just, of course, Italy, but all over Europe, as its natural defences, having a huge alpine range, the Alps at the top of Italy, gave it a natural defending point against all other invaders. So it is a fantastic country to celebrate. And this coin really does incredible justice to that. We've just got King Charles on the other side. Not too much going on there, but this side is where it's all at. We're going to break it out of the capsule and have a quick look at it in just one moment, because before we do that, we're going to take a look at the Certificate of Authenticity and just see some of the specifications of it. We have a $10 coin, 2025, 2 ounces of 4/9 fine silver, 750 as a mintage. There is not a specific serial number on this coin, so I'm afraid, cool kids, you're going to have to wait for something else to quote
for that cool kid club phrase. Now we're going to open this capsule, which is, by the way, a lovely capsule. If we're talking about the entire ensemble, really nice presentation once again from CIT. It's always good to see that uniformity, having that nice, you know you're getting a CIT coin is what I'm saying. Also, I will point out that the text on the back of this is the right color, right contrast. We can see it. So hopefully that's another shift and change that we've seen from CIT, because that's the only thing I can often find a little bit of criticism about for their beautiful, beautiful products. And here we have the Italian peninsula. Absolutely stunning. Now this is really cool for a number of reasons. One, the high relief nature of it is really good, and you can really see that high relief sticking out of the mountain ranges on this particular coin. If we get nice and close, well, wrong way. If we go back in, there we go. We can really see all of those minute details of the mountain ranges all up and down Italy. Of course, at the top there with the Alps, on the islands of Corsica and Sardinia as well. Although I suppose it's just Corsica, no, Sardinia, I think, because the obviously this is just highlighting Italy, the Republica Italiana, or Republica Italiana. But what gets it for me is the ultra high relief, or ultra, I suppose, low relief of the basic tectonic plates, the sea, the huge detail that's in there is just so good. I mean, it's immense how they've done that. And what I love as well is that they've almost used, I don't quite know what the material is, but one might presume it's some form of resin to go over the silver to really make it look like it is genuinely the sea. And you are looking at that beautiful blue Mediterranean Ocean just outside of the Italian coastline. And it just is so well put together and so well made. It really does look like you could be looking down upon this from space even, let alone a high aeroplane altitude. But it's very, very cool indeed. Really love this. And as I said, I have a great affinity with the country of Italy, been there so many times, lived there for a number of years when I was very, very little, but it really does feel like home every time we go back. There's just something so just homely about Italy, about where we used to be in Italy, just north of Rome, and I just love it. It's so good.
Gosh, you know what? We could be just in an Indiana Jones movie looking at the Petra here, the World UNESCO Heritage Site. Absolutely stunning. This, believe it or not, is a coin here. I'll prove it to you because look, it's got a denomination on the back. This is the Petra coin from CIT in beautiful high relief with that lovely rose finish to make the sandstone look of one of the world's most famous archaeological sites and indeed a UNESCO heritage site, the Petra. So we're going to take a good close look at this and find out what it's all about in this week's In Focus Friday. Full product review as always. We know we're getting a good CIT product when you get the really nice cardboard box with the plastic display front, the coin nestled in there with a COA around it as well. It's just really nicely presented and I like the uniformity throughout all their products. You saw at the beginning there, the other ones that we've got are equally as good there. I always like the COAs that have their surround like this because it just gives an extra level of kind of, you know, authenticity to the whole product. It looks great is what I'm trying to say. So this is the Petra, the Cook Islands, $25, 2025, 5 ounces of 4/9 fine silver, 50 millimeters antique finish with 500 pieces of minted, or mintage I should say, with smart minting ultra high relief. Very, very cool indeed. Now we are going to look at the coin supplied in a really nice capsule, not going to come loose in the capsule at all or in the box. A really nicely put together piece, and you can really enjoy the high relief nature of it even through the capsule. It's really literally been carved out of the side of this coin. That's what makes it quite so special. You really are like you are standing in front of the Petra, seeing it carved out of that rock face. So very, very cool indeed. But we always go one step further here on the Backyard Bullion channel, and we are going to open the capsule, take it out of the capsule so we can see what this looks like outside of a little plastic coffin. Because honestly, I have not seen a coin yet that is not made even better by removal of the plastic. If there was somehow a way that a company could develop a coin that you can see without damaging, but with also without having plastic on top of it, that will be a multi-million pound product, let me tell you. So we are going to put some gloves on now. I would recommend, if you are going to get these coins, you don't do what I'm doing because you run the risk potentially of damaging the coins. But we are here to showcase in all its glory. So let's go. We have got Petra, out. And you can see that it is literally carved out of the coin. This beautiful pattern at the top of the Petra, almost like a bite out of the silver, which is really, really cool. And then we have, of course, Petra itself. Now, Petra is one of the World UNESCO Heritage Sites in southern Jordan, I seem to think from memory. It's long been one of the most famous archaeological sites, of course made famous as well through movie history. It's been featured in, I think it was Indiana Jones, and plenty of other films along the way. It is a stunning piece of architecture, and certainly from an archaeological perspective, and I have to say I'm a closet archaeologist, I did an archaeology degree after all, it is on the bucket list of places to go and see one day. If that part of the world ever was somewhere I would be able to get to, this would be on the list. So a really, really stunning piece. And what I think sets this apart is, of course, the smart minting technology here to really recreate that look that feels like it's been carved out of the side of the mountain. I think that is sublime and really well put together. An incredibly detailed version as well. You can see all of the little details here on the pillars and the sconces in between the pillars with all of the different patterns on it and figures. Stunning. And I love the fact that they've got a really dark black finish on the doorway. It could have been elevated even further by having that even more kind of indented into the coin, but you know what? That's very small amounts of criticism being levied at what is already an incredible piece. So I think that looks fantastic. A really beautiful kind of rose sand finish, which emulates the finish, of course, that we're seeing on the Petra itself. It's just really, really well put together. And I do like the outside of it as well, which does replicate the mountainside. The only, I guess, criticism would be is that the actual mountainside, of course, isn't grey, but if you had, I think, this whole thing in that same colour, that same sandstone colour, it might look a little bit washed out. It might not look quite the same. So I do think this is a good design choice to have that. We've got to retain, I should say, some of the element of silver here for this particular coin. On the other side, we have King Charles III from the Cook Islands, $25. There's not a great deal more to say on this side. There are some sort of designs here with these geometrical shapes, but beyond that, it's just the energy and enthusiasm and, of course, specialness is on this side of the coin. So let's go in even closer. Let's go as far as we can without the camera jumping into blurriness. There we go. We can really see that level of smart minting detail that has been put onto this. It really does look like a little miniature version of the Petra itself. So stunning, stunning piece of art on silver. A really well put together coin indeed. Of course, there we can see down at the bottom the Petra. I'm going to really struggle with the pronunciation here. The Alkenza, which I think isn't that the pink city? I don't know. I mean, at its peak, I'm reading here, it had nearly 30,000 inhabitants in the Petra. An absolutely staggering number for its time, of course, carved out of the side of the bedrock. Just beautiful. Very, very well done. The innovation, the technology, of course, you should not ignore this. It is a premium product at the end of the day, but all of those things I've just mentioned, the technology, the R&D, the conceptual design work, of course, the actual physical minting of a product like this, all contribute to the premium nature of this type of product. So if it's just cheap bullion you're after, these kind of coins are not going to be for you. But if this holds a special place in your heart or in your history, it might be a coin that you would want to add to your collection. And I think it's stunning. So a huge well done and, well, I should say thank you because, of course, they've gifted it to me. So a huge well done and thank you to CIT for sending this coin in for us to showcase. I think it looks fantastic, but I'd love to know what you would like to say about this coin. Believe it or not, this is actually a silver coin. It's a black and white tiger. The drama of it is electric. There you go. It's proof it's a coin. And in the right light, it almost looks silver, but this black obsidian finish that's been achieved by CIT coins has given some intense and incredible drama to this stunning piece. So today we are going to have a good close look at it and review the black and white tiger from CIT. So the black and white tiger, a stunning 1 ounce piece with this black obsidian finish. It really accentuates the drama, the fear, and the presence of the tiger, of course, the symbol of strength, courage, and independence in many cultures. And it is revered by many cultures as the ruler of the forest, the king of the jungle. A stunning piece. And you might be saying, hang on, black and white. Tigers aren't black and white. No. But the black and white nature of it really accentuates the drama of it. It's the same with all photography. You'll note that any black and white photo often brings out more drama in an item or a photograph than it could possibly do in color. And this is most certainly the case with this beautiful tiger. You can almost imagine that this could be at nighttime. The tiger has found you, has stalked you. And at nighttime, of course, you would not be able to see the colors, just that black and white silhouette. So a really cool piece, and we're going to have now a look at it outside of the capsule, which would mean that we have to get some gloves on. But first, we're going to take it out. In fact, we haven't done the certificate. Let's quickly do the certificate, get that out of the way. So there's the specifications. We've got the 1 ounce, 4/9 fine silver, obsidian black finish, 500 pieces minted, smart minting, ultra high relief technology. There we go. Certificate is done. Let's get the coin out of the capsule and have a good close look at it now. So it is a good capsule. It is a good capsule to keep it safe and display. I would say, of course, if you are going to be looking at these coins yourself, to maybe keep it in the capsule unless you are comfortable with the risk that you might drop it. I am known for dropping coins, but I'm also known for being quite careful with coins that should not be dropped. So hopefully I won't drop this one. So gloves on, and we shall, I've got nice black gloves to go against this. It's going to look really good. This is going to look really good up close to the camera. Okay, here we go. So out it comes. And you'll note that there was that little piece of, there was a mark on the capsule. So it's definitely on the capsule, not the coin there. So hopefully that will, I'll clean that up before we hide it all away. So here we have the black obsidian finish of King Charles's side. I like that there's tiger stripes behind him there. That's really good. That black finish, remember this is a silver coin, right? So that black finish, I think, is adding so much drama to the back here. Of course, look at that. In the right light, you can almost make it look silver. How cool is that? That's very, very interesting. I do like that black obsidian finish. But the drama is here on the reverse with the tiger itself. Now this coin has got a decent amount of high relief nature to it. That tiger is coming out, but it's what I would say is like a subtle high relief. So unlike some of the other high relief natured coins out there, this one isn't really kind of sticking out in those features, but that subtlety of it, I think actually gives it more drama, gives it more depth of field almost to this particular coin. You can see those different sort of portraitures of that part of the head. So there's the snout sticking out a little bit more, the jaw, then the forehead, the eyes, and then the mane of the tiger. Do tigers have manes? I guess they do now. And then, of course, up near the ears at the top. So I think it's a really, really great way to demonstrate the drama of this, certainly in the black and white nature of it as well. A really, really cool piece and very, very well put together. It does almost look like that tiger is staring you down, ready to pounce. That king of the jungle, that ruler of the jungle. A really stunning piece. There are supposed to be 20 different landmarks on this coin. I have only been able to spot 16, so I need your help. I need you to tell me all the different landscapes and monuments that you can see within this absolutely stunning coin, aptly named Hidden Treasures, Grande Europe by CIT. It's one of the best, if not arguably the best coin that I've seen. Absolutely stunning. So let's have a good close look and find out what it's all about. It is a stunner. High relief, gold gilding, antiqued. It's just amazing. Very well presented, as we've seen, the CIT box with the clear plastic frame and then the COA that surrounds around the outside of the Grande Europe. I like that we've got a nighttime map of Europe there. I think that's really quite cool. And this is a special coin because it's bringing all of the kind of most incredible parts of Europe all into one coin, which I think is really cool. We're going to have a look at that in a moment. So here we go, Hidden Treasures COA for Grand Treasure Europe. We do it like that. There we go. The coin is in the middle. So Cook Islands, $20. It's got a mintage of just 500. No individual serial number on this particular one. 3 ounces of silver. Now, of course, this is a premium product. We should not ignore that. It is not a simple, cheap piece of bullion. But that said, it is a stunner. Nicely housed within this foam, and there's a little ribbon there that helps you pull it out. You can see the capsule is really nice and big, tall, so you can see all that high relief, and you can really look down the side profile of the capsule to see all of it as well. But we go one step further on the Backyard Bullion channel with these kind of coins, and we're going to take it out of the capsule and have a close look at it and see what it really is all about, because there are some absolutely stunning hidden treasures within this coin. So I do just want to, while I struggle with the capsule, which is something I always do because they're always so bloody good, say on the channel that CIT are an incredible sponsor, and we've got some incredible videos to share with you that we filmed with them in Berlin. And those will be coming up soon. But one thing that they really, really like is to engage with the community and find out people's opinions on these coins and all the other coins that they are producing. So please, whether you are going to buy this or not, I appreciate it's not going to be for everybody, but if you like it or if you like the design, tell them, because that's one thing they really like to hear down in the comment section of these review videos that we do. And they really take that feedback quite seriously. So be great to hear what you've got to say on the design of this coin as we just about, there we go, pry it from the capsule. And wow. Okay, I am still to be amazed at any coin, or what's the phrase, I'm yet to have been amazed by any coin that is in plastic and then you take it out of the plastic and it's just a million times better. I think the problem with the world of silver coins right now is you have to kind of have them in plastic. I get why the capsules are needed, but when you take it out, you could just see just how bloody good it is. So this, I think, is one of the best coins I've seen for a very long time. The depth of perception here, the depth of perception of this is incredible. We're seeing all the different monuments from around Europe. This is the whole point of this. This is not a cityscape of a particular city. You've got monuments and landmarks from all around. We've got the Eiffel Tower, we've got Big Ben, we've got the Matterhorn in the background, we've got elements of the Vatican City, I have no doubt. There's the famous statues of David and others from Florence, I'm sure. Oh, there's countless things in here. I mean, you're going to have to tell me the hidden treasures that you can spot within here. I don't even know which viaduct this is. I should probably know that. I think it's that Westminster Abbey down there, or one of the big cathedrals in Rome maybe, or in Milan. There's the Colosseum hidden up there in the background. We've got the Berlin TV tower there. Modern and old, classic or not, it's there. I think Stonehenge is in the background as well. That's amazing. The depth of this continues to go and impress. It's just really, really cool. Now, there's the Parthenon. I mean, I'm just seeing all these new things. You're going to probably shout at some of the most obvious ones that are up there. There's a windmill there, so it's presumably the windmill of Denmark. Big Ben. I'm seeing Big Ben here in the middle. I really wish I knew which viaduct this was. I don't know which building this one is here, and the gold gilding there. So let's just talk about the quality of the coin there for a minute, because this quality is sublime and second to none. It's just incredible. So look at that. Like, the minting technology that goes into making something like this cannot be understated. It's just incredible. Like, the naked eye is seeing so much, but I hope that so it's such a bright day out here in the garden. I'm doing a lot of filming in the backyard at the moment because it's such a beautiful string of couple of days of weather. I'm just batch filming as many as I can in the sunlight as I possibly can. It's beautiful. But let me tell you, I can't see a thing through this viewfinder, so I'm seeing it with the naked eye, and it's stunning, and I hope it's doing it justice here on the coin. Now, to say that it is a coin, it is a coin, so let's just quickly flip it over and have a look at the King Charles side of the coin, which I think is really nice because it's not just the basic portrait of King Charles, it's actually really high relief. So if we see that from the side angle there, we can see that it is actually a really high relief antique version of King Charles's portrait. So I like that. I think that's really cool. It's simple. There could be more on there, yes, but at the same time, less is more when you've got a coin with this much detail and this much incredible, exquisite level of detail as well. So there's a few little bits on the CIT website that I just want to read for you whilst we bask in the sunlight glory of this coin. So the Hidden Treasure Grande Europe coin takes collectors on an artistic journey across the continent, uniting famous European landmarks in a captivating, intricately detailed illustration. This masterpiece blends art, history, and a playful spirit of discovery. I think we've found that playful spirit of discovery, haven't I? I've just sort of been finding new things all throughout there. The coin unites more than 20 European landmarks masterfully created. We haven't found 20 landmarks. God, we're going to have to try and find all of them, aren't we? With the elegant partial gilding, the interplay of these finishes creates a vibrant 3D effect. That is very, very true. That continually draws the viewer's eye to new details. It really does. Some of these details can extend beyond the edge, a technical masterpiece in coin minting that gives the impression that the monuments transcend the boundaries of the design. And rather annoyingly, it doesn't tell me all of the Landmarks. So we know there's 20. Okay, so there's 20. Let's do a count. Presumably the hot air balloon is maybe one of those from a country. We've got the Colosseum, we've got Tower Bridge, we've got the Parthenon, we've got this building down here, we've got the viaduct, we've got the Statue of David, Big Ben, the building in the middle, the other statue, we've got whatever this structure is over here, so that's 9, we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe I can see maybe 16, 17 with the windmill. I'm missing some. I really am missing some. I'm gonna have to employ all of you guys to help me for that. That will be your cool kids comment for today, to just share any of the monuments that you can spot and tell me if you know what the bloody viaduct's called. That would be great to know as well. But crikey, what a coin. We've got 3 incredible coins here to look at from CIT, some of the most incredible pieces that you'll see anywhere, and too many to feature all on their own videos. So today, join me as we look at 3 coins with complete different art styles and contrasting themes, but each stand out as absolutely incredible. Which do you prefer the most? That's the question I'm going to ask you as we delve into these 3 incredible coins on this week's In Focus Friday. Everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for this week's In Focus Friday, where we take a good close look at cool things made of silver. I'm here filming at the World Money Fair in Berlin, and I've been given some access to the incredible winter launch by CIT. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm sponsored by them. I've been compensated to make this video, but we are making some of the coolest content on coins in partnership with them, and I just want to say a huge and massive thank you for their hospitality whilst I've been out here in Berlin. We've got 3 coins to feature today. It's a rapid fire In Focus Friday. They've had a whole tray of their incredible products, and I'd encourage you to go and check out their website, which is linked in the description box, to see all of the range from the 2026 winter launch. And boy, are we spoiled for choice. But I've picked 3 out here which I think showcase some of the cool, innovative, artistic designs that they're looking to produce, the incredible minting technology, and just the creativeness. So what we would love for you to do is put your thoughts down in the comments. The feedback that they read on these videos is incredible for them, not just from a marketing perspective, but from a production perspective and design and conceptual and artwork, everything. The team love to read it, so put your comments down below. Okay, we are gonna start. Let's start with the Paris coin. This was one of my top picks from the winter launch. A stunning look at the Arc de Triomphe, an incredible high relief detail. And this is based off a time-lapse photo of Paris at night with the lights from the cars. And you know when you do one of those time-lapse photos and the cars and the lights, they all blur into one. So you get the oranges and the reds, and it just is magic. It is so well put together. Of course, one of the most complex places to drive around. I've never had the privilege of trying to drive around there before, but I've heard tell tales of that being quite an interesting place to drive. But it is one of the most famous locations, of course, in the modern world. And it being brought together in this much detail is stunning. What I really like about this is the real 3D nature and the parallax effect that you get by putting it at an angle like this. And you really can see that sort of almost proper 3D scape. It's almost like when you look at Google Earth these days, when you go down to the street view and you can see that angled version of Google Maps, it just looks like that. Stunning. Now we do have the certificate of authenticity here. Normally these would be presented in, as this is sort of the preview of them, they'd normally be presented in one of the CIT boxes like this, and you'd have the certificate of authenticity around the outside of the coin. We don't have those for these, but we are at least going to show you the COA. So the certificate is here. I need to zoom out a little bit. And it is a 3-ounce silver coin from Cook Islands, $20, 2026, 50 millimeters with the black proof finish, mintage of only 500 pieces using the Smart Minting Ultra High Relief. Stunning piece, nice little bit of artwork of Paris in the background with the Arc de Triomphe right in the middle. And I think the roads will all match up just about. You can just about see where they all match up if you get it just right. There we go. So that's a really cool extra little feature on the certificate. So it's a really cool piece. I almost feel sad to move on from it, but we do have to flip it over to see the reverse because it is a coin. And on the reverse, we have King Charles. Now, what I would say is whilst just having King Charles on the back is often a small thing I always talk about, this version of King Charles is actually an incredible high relief detail. So a really good portrait of King Charles, an incredible finish, very high profile. It looks really good. And I think that's very nice indeed. But there we have the Paris. So that's coin one down, 2 to go in this week's rapid fire. So we're going to pop that down. And I think we're going to go for the favorite of the colleague in the room from CIT who put this design forwards. I have to say, this is probably the scariest coin I have ever seen. And this is an incredible piece of artwork in its own right. So this is a concave coin, but it's had an enameling finish. It's also got colorization underneath it. And it's been able to generate this incredible effect that really actually pretty scary, if I'm being honest. The extra level of scariness is the fact that the knuckles are just poking out of it. So it's almost like the clown is going to come out of the glass of the mirror or something behind you and just jump out you and scare. Now, this is part of the Phobias series. There's been a couple of others in the series, obviously focusing on different phobias. This one is and I'm awful at pronunciation, so I believe it's the colorophobia. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. It's obviously the fear of clowns. Cook Island, and I should probably put a little trigger warning on the description of this video. If you're afraid of clowns, I'm really sorry. But it is a coin. Cook Islands, $10, 2026, 2 ounces of fine silver, proof quality, 555 pieces, smart minting, ultra high relief. Absolutely incredible. And there's the certificate. Once again, would be housed in one of the CIT boxes, but it's just really good. But what sets this apart is the technology that's gone into making it with that concave element that really does give that sort of depth of field approach to the clown. It looks 3D, and the clown is 3D, but it's just almost exemplified by the enamel that's been put onto the coin, and that reflective finish really kind of shows the depth of field, and like the light playing off it, the reflecting of it, and the absorption of the light, the balloons on the outside. I think it just looks, I mean, it's very scary, but it looks good in that it is an incredibly well put together piece. On the reverse, we have got not just the King Charles, but we have something a little bit more. The phobia is obviously reflected there as the name of the series, and then we've got King Charles in the middle, and the incredible detail of the patterns there going all the way down. Really cool. Love that piece. Well, I mean, I love it. Whether you like it or not, I suppose depends on whether or not you've got a phobia of clowns. If you're afraid of clowns, I'm very sorry, but it's a really cool piece, and I would like to commend CIT for that one. Now, the last piece that we're going to look at was one that I picked out as a really cool piece to showcase. There's some simplicity in this because it is a single line art drawing, which is a very sort of Art Deco style. But what really set this apart for me is the incredible color on this. Look at that. The camera is, I hope, doing it really good justice. It's almost like a nighttime black sky, but then when you tilt it at the right angles, that blue, that electric blue, flashes out from the face of the coin. And part of that technology that has been put into making this has come from, again, enameling. And that enameling is really allowing the colors to really be exemplified. Now, you'll notice as well, there's little flakes of gold in here. There are indeed real flakes of gold leaf in this. Of course, gold leaf, an incredibly negligible amount in terms of gold content. This is still classified as a 1 ounce silver coin. In fact, we have the certificate right here. So let's have a quick look at that as well. Oh, we need to go back out. There we go. So, of course, the Flamingo, 1 ounce silver, Cook Islands, $5, 4/9 fine silver, proof 999 as a mintage with 24 karat gold flakes. It's really nice. A very sort of less is more approach almost, but with the technology they've been able to use and utilize on this, you see, I mean, the background is essentially just a flat finish with, you know, a little bit of color on it, but then the enameling allows it to really just grow in its depth of field and the color that leaps out from the coin. I think that's a really well put together piece. The line art, the art style there is adding value to it as well, and the pink elements of the flamingo itself is really cool. So part of the line art series, a really, really nice piece indeed. If we flip it over to the other side, we can see just King Charles there, but it is what it is. Just King Charles on the back of your coin. When you've got a coin that's got so much drama and cool elements going to it, that doesn't matter. So really amazing. Well done to CIT. Taking coins to the next level is quite difficult when you've already made strides and bounds on coin minting technology. But CIT seem to be able to do that every time they come up with a new coin. And this Bionic Orchids coin is just stunning. Geometric patterns make the light shine off the petals of this orchid so beautifully and vibrantly. It is just incredibly well made. And how they made it, goodness knows, it is really quite stunning. Proof finish as well, with an absolutely sublime finish on both sides. This coin is fabulous. We are going to have a good close look at it today and find out what it's all about in this week's In Focus Friday. It's a stunner with absolutely incredible minting technology that's gone into this. I was very excited to see it when I did in Berlin at the World Money Fair, and I'm even more excited now that I've got one in my collection to look at and showcase for you all here today. So a big thank you to CIT for their sponsorship and for their ongoing sponsorship as well. What they love and what I love is to hear your thoughts on these coins down in the comment section. Get some feedback to them, say what you like, even what you don't like, things that could be better, or things that are just so perfect that you look at the screen and go, I want that coin. It's what they like to hear. So see you down in the comment section. Right, enough of that. Let's get on with the review. So full package review, as always, sublime from CIT. You know you're getting a good CIT product when you get the typical CIT boxes like this. We've got loads more CIT coins to showcase over the coming weeks and months, so make sure you subscribe if you're not, but it's always a good thing. I like the display frames or the display boxes as well. Versatility, you can have that displayed on a mantelpiece somewhere. It looks really good, and with the certificate of authenticity neatly wrapped around it, it gives a really nice complex theme to this coin, which I think is really good. So the COA itself, let's have a quick look at that. And there we go, we get it nicely framed with the coin in the background. So the orchid, Bionic Orchids, I should say. It's a 1 ounce silver coin, $5, Cook Islands, 999 pieces minted. No individual serial numbers, so I'm afraid, cool kids, you'll have to make up another comment down in the comment section to let me know that you're cool and watch my videos to the end. But it's just a really, really well-made coin. And what sets this apart in my mind from other coins, and we are going to open the capsule lid to showcase this, is the incredible, so what's the best way to do it? Dynamic relief, I guess, is a phrase that I'm going to invent. Whether that is the actual phrase, I don't know. But basically, there are multi-textured layers all over this coin. And I can only but fathom it's like geometric layers. I can only but fathom the real complexities of how this has been created with the minting technology to get a coin looking like that, especially with that big central part of the orchid as well. It's just incredible. Oh dear, knocking things all over the place in the background. But it is all just so incredible to look at and mesmerizing. And that's one thing I fed back to them when I saw their range of coins. I said this one just jumps out from the coin, literally and figuratively as well, because the leaf of this particular orchid is poking out over the top of the rim of the coin, which is a really nice additional touch to this. Now, orchids are one of the most beautiful plants out there in the world. We've had a couple of really good ones across our lifespan. And I remember used to have one on my desk at work in times when I was actually employed and had a job at a desk. I remember having one there, and they're just really, really lovely plants to look at. Of course, the complexity of them just mind boggles, basically. And that complexity has been well replicated here in coin form. So the purple color is the next thing I want to talk about, because that purple color really is incredibly subtle yet dramatic and well presented on this coin. It really, light comes off it incredibly well with all of this geometric pattern. It's just really, really good. It really is very nice indeed. I can't stress how good it looks in person. I hope the camera's doing it justice. Now, it is technically a coin. It is a $5 coin from Cook Islands. So we'll turn it over and we'll have a look on the other side. And we have the basically beautiful proof finish of King Charles there with the Cook Islands. Not a lot going on that side. It is just the King Charles portrait at the end of the day. But again, with the proof finish, you can just see how well they have managed to get this strike. It is so beautiful and so well made that cannot be understated. But the drama and the passion and the color and the energy is on this side of the coin, and it is beautiful. Just lovely. I love that there's a few little specks of gold in it as well. just to offset the purple. And you do get these different hues of purple based on where the light is hitting the coin at any given time. And I like that it almost shimmers as you move the coin around in the light. The actual orchid flower itself, let's see if we can get really close into that. One thing I've always loved about orchids is they look alien-like, don't they? They look like they've come down from another planet, which I think is hilarious. So there we have the beautiful orchid, stunning, stunning color. You can see all those geometric shapes there, even more detail. Beautiful. So a well-made coin, beautiful coin from CIT. If you want to find out more about CIT, then make sure you check out their website, which is linked down in the description box below. Thanks all for watching. We'll see you on the next video. As always, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. Gold, silver, and coins, they have connected us through history for thousands of years. The common denominator, it seems, across our cultures for thousands of years. Why is that? It's a strange concept when you really deep down dig into what it's about. We love metal, but it has connected our collective human existence. And when you see an ancient coin brought to life in a modern interpretation, as well as this coin has, you really have to think, actually, it's not that strange of a concept. This is a stunning modern interpretation of an ancient classic coin, the Icon series by CIT, and this is the lion. Ancient coins interpreted in a modern way in the form of this leon, or lion-themed coin, an ancient Greek design brought to life in a modern interpretation on both gold and silver. We've got a fractional gold, half gram of gold, and we have here the beautiful proof silver. It's a stunning, stunning collection and a really cool piece and product. Now, CIT are sponsoring this video. They have sent me these products to keep, which is incredibly generous. But as with all the product reviews that we do on this channel, I'm not here to sell this coin to you or to tell you that you have to go and buy it. If you're interested in it, having seen it, then you can go and find it. Now, CIT aren't able to ship to you directly. They are pretty much a wholesaler, other than for some German-speaking countries. But there are plenty of dealers all around the world that can help you. So if you're interested in it, just do a Google search and find a dealer near you, and they'll be able to hook you up, I am sure. So, really cool modern interpretation of an ancient coin classic. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not really an ancient coin kind of guy, which has always surprised me a little bit because I absolutely love history. I studied ancient Greek and Roman history and archaeology at university, and I love that time period. I think it's a very, very cool time period. Certainly from a monetary perspective, the Roman Empire and their gold was very, very important, and their silver, of course. And it's just never set my heart on fire with the coins, though. I think it's probably because I don't know enough about them to know whether I'm getting something good, bad, fake, or otherwise. So to see a modern interpretation of these is pretty cool, and I quite like that. Now, I'm going to pop some gloves on, and we are going to take a close look at this silver version. It's very cool indeed. Now, I'm really struggling for any kind of criticism here. I don't really like giving criticism when it's not particularly warranted, but the only thing is this doesn't come supplied in a capsule. So if you are going to do the kind of thing that I'm doing, is you do probably have to wear gloves on to protect the coin and make sure that it doesn't get damaged. But other than the fact that there's no capsule here, I think it's kind of cool. And in many ways, the capsule would somewhat detract from the kind of ancient to modern feel of it. So I'm not even entirely convinced that my own criticism is warranted on this particular occasion. But here we have the absolutely stunning coin. Now, one thing that I think is really good about this is it's a very much less is more kind of situation. There could have been an easy temptation to put lots of additional detailing around and behind the lion, but they've just gone for the maximum amount of detail on the lion in stunning, incredible high relief as well. But then a simple plain background as well. I think that just actually makes the lion stand out better. I think it really contrasts between the two sort of elements of the coin, the smooth background and then of course the enhanced high relief lion. And when I say high relief, I mean it really is quite incredible the amount of detail that they've managed to get on this. And of course it's very much harking back to those ancient coins. The little I've known and seen about them, of course, a lot of them are quite high relief in that remember these coins made thousands of years ago would have been made by dies carved by hand by artisans out of most often clay. And it would have been a very, very hard thing to do in that minute detailing. So they often are quite high relief. Of course, this is a modern interpretation of the ancient one. You wouldn't have been able to get this kind of level of detail on the ancient coin in anywhere near this detail. So it's a really kind of cool modern rendition of that. Reverse, we have the modern, the coin that is with King Charles's head, sorry, I should say. King Charles III, 2025 is a Cook Islands coin, $5. So, you know, it is what it is on that side. We can all agree that the energy and effort is on here, on this side with the lion. But again, less is more in many ways, and this is one of the better looking sides of a coin with just the King Charles side on. I have to say the portrait's really good. It's a nice portrait to have there. And it's nice with the antiqued finish. It does look quite nice and good. Now, one other thing that I quite like about this, which gives it a kind of ancient to modern feel, is you'll notice that the diameter of the coin, well, not diameter, that's really the wrong word, the circumference of the coin is not completely uniform. There's like this tiny little bit of bend and play in them. There's like a little etching over here on this side. And that's completely by purpose and by design to really hark back to those ancient coin methods where getting a perfectly circular blank to put in your die would have been almost impossible. And even then, the metals would have been squashed to various different sizes. They probably wouldn't have had edge parts on their mold. It would have been a two-part coin mold where they just squash it and they have the two designs stamped at once. Really, really cool and fascinating. So there is the silver. Now, there is a certificate which comes in here. Let's talk about the presentation as well for the completeness of the product review. We have one of those see-through boxes, which is nice because you can, of course, display your coin. It sits really well in that housing. It's not going to come loose anytime, and it's actually quite cool to see that in its little housing there, and you can have that sort of standing up and displayed. Pretty cool. And when you've got the COA in the box, of course, it houses it really well with that ancient Greek theme around it there as well. So here's the specifications. One last little piece of constructive feedback would be that the white text on the kind of cream background is a little bit hard to see, certainly on camera on a bright day, but when I'm looking at it with the naked eye, we can see here the specifications being 4/9 fine silver. That's really important as well. The purity of the silver really at the top blend. These are, you know, premium products at the end of the day, and we really want to see that high level of quality throughout. And it's 9999 fine silver with 999 of a mintage, antique finish, smart minting, ultra high relief. So really, really nice product. And I have to say, I'm quite enamored by it. It's really quite nice. Now, it doesn't just stop there because as you've seen, we've got the little gold version out here as well, which again has been gifted to me by CIT, which is really cool. Now, getting this capsule open on camera is going to be a challenge. Are we going to be able to do it? Yes, we can. There we have it. So the lion is in gold, a ½ gram, and there is a little certificate of authenticity that comes with it. So there is the CIT logo. That's a much better contrast, the black text on the white background. But there we can see it's a $5 coin, ½ gram of gold, 4/9 fine gold, that highest purity with a mintage of 5,000. Different kind of product, this one. This one is very much going to be lower to the ground in terms of price points and premiums over that metal value, which is, I think, pretty cool. And, you know, it harks back to even the ancient times of fractional pieces of gold being that really small thing. Now, this, of course, doesn't have as high of a relief as the silver, as it is just a ½ gram of gold. And let me tell you, I've worked with gold and getting down to a gram level piece, never done ½ grams. They are so small. This is so incredible. How I can't stress how impressive it is to get this level of detail on a ½ gram piece of gold. You're not going to ever get the same kind of high relief. There just physically isn't enough gold in a diameter coin of this size, but it's still absolutely stunning to see. And if we turn it, you can see it's so thin. There we go. It's stuck in between there. So really, really cool to see that. And there, of course, is the King Charles side there. Love it. Absolutely stunning. And a really little, very cool piece of fractional gold. So we can pop that back into its housing perfectly. There we go. And then firmly shut the capsule, and that should stay there nicely. So which do you prefer? I mean, they're very different products. The silver, of course, being that high relief does make it really sing from the surface of the coin. And of course, the gold being fractional gold is a beautiful sight to behold. So there we have the Leon, the lion from CIT, part of their spring launch 2025. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. It is an incredible coin. Can it even be described as a coin? It's a work of art made of silver. It is the reconstructed gorilla from CIT. We're going to be taking a good close look at it today, but just look at this layered technology that's been put together to create this absolutely stunning piece of silver. Wow. Right, let's unbox it and have a good close look at this very cool piece of silver. So you can see here straight off the bat, I mean, one thing I loved about this when I was having a call with CIT about what coins I might like to see and showcase on the channel, I immediately went, yes, this one is incredible, and it's speaking to me because it is a piece of art. And the gorilla almost follows you around the room as you look at it. And that reconstruction element of it, the smart minting technology of the layered pieces of silver to create the 3D effect. And let me tell you, it really is 3D. You really do get the sense that you're looking at the gorilla in that 3D real aspect. The guardian of the jungle, as we can see there. It really is quite impressive. And the amount of, I don't know, design that's had to go into something like this, the R&D, the complete next level of, I mean, you just don't see this. I've never seen something like this beyond the elephant, which was the first in the series, which I never saw in person, but I did see on the periphery in some other channels' views and videos. But it is really good. And you know what? Of all the coins that I've seen with King Charles' portrait on, whether you like him or hate him, this one is one of the better to have that portrait on. I like the theme on the back side of it. I like the fact that the theme has been interrupted by the reconstructed nature of the side of the coin. That's pretty cool. So it's not just playing to what they've got on the surface. They've just literally taken chunks out, almost bitten out of the side of the coin, which I think is really cool. And I like that. And it's very, very nice to see. But I mean, all of the action is, of course, over here on this side of the coin with the gorilla there. So, of course, it is just next level, as you would expect from CIT, made to the finest possible silver that you can get. Well, it's not the finest possible. There are 5/9 silver coins, but the 4/9 nature of this is really important to emphasize as well. We have mintage on this of 999. In fact, let's just quickly rest Mr. Gorilla back down in his capsule before I drop him and damage him. Let's just have a quick look at the certificate of authenticity. Again, my only little bit of constructive criticism is that the beige background with the white text makes it a little bit difficult to see the text, but it is there and you can see it. It's the Gorilla, $10, 2025, 2 ounces of fine silver, 4/9 silver, and of course 999 pieces. Smart minting ultra high relief. I think you're definitely putting the ultra in the ultra high relief nature of this particular product. So there we have the certificate of authenticity. Of course, in the little display box as well, I think it looks great. It looked really good, like that gorilla was looking at you through the looking glass almost. And it's just a very well put together coin. And I think this one, from memory, I think what they were saying, this was, I could be wrong in saying this, but I seem to remember they were nominated for this for coin, like coin of the year or coin innovation of the year. And I can't argue as to why that was. That is just an incredible thing if it's true. I'm very sorry, CIT, if I've misremembered that, but it is absolutely incredible for sure. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, there is a second product in the series, which was the elephant. That one looks pretty amazing, but I have to say this gorilla really smashes it out of the park. I haven't seen them side by side in person, but I do think this one looks better. I think the fact that the sort of 3D high texture of this, and there's something almost primal and human-esque about it, that it really does make it, I mean, just look at that. It really does make it absolutely special and second to none. And I've never seen coins go to this level of detail on the side of the coin as well. So you can really see the deep textured nature of this and how it's almost been put together from a layered perspective of the coin over a series of, I mean, look at that. That's stunning. Just how did they make this? I just don't know. I've seen some coin production. I've seen some premium coin production from various different mints around the world, but I've never seen anything like this. And I've no idea how this smart minting technology has come to bring this to life. But boy, oh boy, if this is one thing that we can look forward to in the future, this series definitely leads no holes turned. Is that the phrase? No holes barred. That's what I was going for. Or no stone turned and no holes barred. It's not a backyard bullion video without a bit of a spoonerism on some of my made-up words. But there we go. There is the Guardian of the Jungle, the 2 ounce ultra high relief gorilla. It is a simply amazing piece and well worth checking out if you are in the market for collectible numismatics.
I think we're definitely pushing the boundaries of what would be defined as a coin, but believe it or not, this 3D statue of a horse is a coin. It's a Mongolian coin, 1000 Togrog. You don't see a Mongolian coin every day, and you certainly don't see a Mongolian coin that looks like this and is as cool as this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's In Focus Friday as we take a good close look and find out what this Mongolian horse is all about. So here is the absolutely stunning Year of the Horse. This is a really, really cool 3D coin, believe it or not. It is a coin, and I can rest assured by not making that mistake by calling it a round or coin or anything. It is a coin. There are all the specifications on the certificate of authenticity. The Wild Silver Horse, Mongolia, 1000 Togrog. It's a Mongolian coin. You don't get to see that very often at all. With 4 nines fine silver and a mintage of 999, and smart minting technology with ultra high relief. As you can see, this is one of the coolest pieces that I've seen for a long time. And you know what, to boot, it stands up on its own as well. Of course, from a top-down view, it doesn't look particularly impressive, but it's very, very cool, almost like a little individual chess piece. Now, this is part of the Lunar series that CIT are creating in conjunction with the Mongolian authorities. Really, really cool. And they were telling me a nice little fact about the Mongolian authorities, that they don't just slap anything on a coin. It's one of the reasons why you don't see very many Mongolian coins out there. They always want to make sure that whatever they're putting on these coins fits with the Mongolian culture, history, something that is just about Mongolia. And that's really cool. And that's nice to see. And this, of course, the horse is one of the most synonymous things about Mongolia and their history. So a really, really cool product to round out a really nice series of videos from CIT. It's really cool to see, and I think it's just incredible what they can achieve with this. I'm guessing it's minted in 2 parts, although I could be wrong. It could just be a single. I mean, I don't know. Is it stamped? Is it traditional cast, or is it a 3D print? It's not 3D printed, I know that, but just the mind boggles as to how that's been made and the high quality that they've managed to get on it. I really like the antiquing part of it as well. If we get really close in, we can see the particulars on this crest as well. So there's the crest of Mongolia with all of the particulars, 1000 Togrog, and that just beautiful little pattern on the horse's back there that spans, of course, across both sides of it. Got a nice little pattern up on the neck there as well. The high relief nature of the tail, it just looks really good, and it's very, very high quality. It's just stunning. It really is great. The antiquing of it really brings out those details on the mane and on the tail. It's just delightful. It's so cute as well, and they've done so much with just 1 ounce of silver. I mean, let's not ignore the fact that this is just 1 ounce worth of silver that's in here, and it's just really well put together. So a lovely piece. A huge thank you to CIT for their continued support of our channel.